feels ridiculous that I have to make a video like this in the big 2026, a time in which most developers actively engage and foster their communities with patch notes, developer insights, Q&As, and the like. Not for Nintendo, however, and especially not for a newer release like Mario Tennis Fever. Instead, we get radio silence and the hope that they might make beneficial changes to their game. You may be wondering to yourself, Hooky, isn't it too early to be dooming like this over a game series you love? No! It's because I love this game that I have to bring attention to it. I can overlook the character balancing, the frustrating mechanics, or even not being able to queue doubles with a friend, which is still mind-boggling. But this, it's not okay. Let me take you back to Fever's launch day. It's an exciting time. There's buzz in the air for Mario Tennis's newest entry. Players are matching with friends across the globe in Fever's ranked ladder. Speaking personally, I have tennis friends from all over, every corner of the US, the EU. I was even making friends with Australian players. Fast forward to today, and I can't play with a single one of them. At some point during Fever's first week, without an update, without a patch, without a warning, Fever's matchmaking became region locked. What this means is that players can only match into other players based on a defined proximity, typically landmass. Something like Japan only matches with Japan, or US only matches with US. On paper, this isn't a bad idea per se. We do like our matches to be as latency-free as possible, but we also like to actually get matches. The game divides its player base into its 4 game modes, which gets further divided by how it matches players by rank. This gets further divided when you can go bonkers with a block button and just choose not to play people you don't like for one reason or another, justified or not. So with this much division already, do you know how Nintendo decided to further chop up its player base? With region lock. And here's the best part. The US gets divided into a West region and an East region. I, residing in the East region, cannot match with players residing in the West region. This was discovered when certain US players noticed that they just weren't matching up with other US players ever. Even when queuing up at the same time, finding a match at the same time, certain names would not match certain names. Ever since region lock went up, I never match with who I know is confirmed a US West player, much less anyone in the world. I now play the same 5 players from US East on rotation, if I can even name 5. It's more like play the same person every other match, and sometimes a special guest appears. This is ridiculous and makes the game feel like a ghost town despite being less than a month old. And the most confusing part of the whole thing is that I can match with South America, having friends from there that I know and see in my matches. This is a fine thing in itself. It keeps South America from having a tiny player pool, but also makes me wonder why the rest of the region lock is so restrictive. If it's just to reduce latency, why can I connect to the rest of the Americas but not the rest of my own country? I can't even match with fucking Texas. If I can match with South America, why can't I match with EU? And if it's so bad here, in one of the more populated areas like US East, think about how a region like Australia feels? I couldn't imagine having tasted that freedom of connectivity for less than a week and then being shackled again. You might ask, well, surely you could just set up a private room and play there, right? Unfortunately, that's a non-answer. While you can make private rooms, not everyone is going to have the convenience of time or willing to go through the hassle of setting up a room if they just want to get a quick game in. Or maybe they just want to climb the ranked ladder and play where some amount of stakes are involved, even if the stakes are as silly as number go up. That's another thing. It's not really a competitive ladder if there's only a global leaderboard, but all the top players are divided into regions. Aces had a regional and a global leaderboard because it was intended to be region locked from the start. And a regional leaderboard still lets you see how you fare against others in your own region. With only a global leaderboard in this game, it feels more like whoever grinds the most. And I say this finishing the first month as a top 3 worldwide classic singles player. I'm still proud of that achievement, but the only players that could stop my climb were the ones in my region. I didn't face the world's best on my way up. I faced the same 5 people over and over. It just feels silly only having a global leaderboard, almost like this region lock wasn't planned from the start. And just to reiterate, the dead silence is the most frustrating part of the entire experience. This isn't part of the rant, but there was a glitch in the leaderboard system when Ranked did its monthly reset, where everyone else lost rating in the reset. If some players got on in exactly the right moment, their rating did not get reset. No communication, no explanation, not even a "we're looking into this" tweet. Complete and total silence. Par for the course so far, and the course is looking rough. If by some miracle this reaches the right ear, I'm begging for region lock to be lifted in some capacity, getting some new option that lets me search with other players also looking worldwide. Hell, just some sort of response as vague as "we hear you" would do. Ran over. Thanks for watching as always. Next video I'll return to my more positive self, but I just had to get this off my chest. I didn't want to make an overtly negative video on Fever so soon, but it is what it is. I love the game and plan on making more content for it, but Nintendo really knows how to fumble the fun out of something. Call it a funble. Anyways, subscribe for more videos that won't be like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!